Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Good to have everybody. Turn to your neighbors. Make sure you know everyone. Wish everybody Shabbat Shalom. And we will begin on page 9. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. And we turn back to pages 2 and 3 for the lighting of the Shabbat candles.
Candle lighter?
We need you both. Yeah, okay. We have another volunteer. Mary. Thank you, Mary. Get you guys next time. Oops, careful. Okay. There you go. Start with that.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
The top two?
Yep.
I know.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought, yeah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you, Mary. We continue at the bottom of page 10 as we sing Shabbat HaMalkah.
Akama merosh ha'ilonot nisaka, muvalet zelekrat Shabbat HaMalkah, muvalet zelekrat Shabbat HaMalkah. Akama merosh ha'ilonot nisaka, muvalet zelekrat Shabbat HaMalkah, muvalet zelekrat Shabbat HaMalkah. Hinei yoredet hakdosha. Hinei yoredet habrucha.
pages 20 and 21 as we welcome in the Shabbat Kala singing Lecha Dodi. We'll sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And when we come to the last verse, we'll rise and face the open doors to welcome in the Shabbat Kala. Page 145. ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, v'chochma poteach she'arim, uvitvuna mishanei itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umisader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi layla, umavdil bein yom uvein layla, Adonai tzevaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch ata Adonai, hama'ariv aravi. Page 148.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha, Ahavta, Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Torah u'mitzvot, chokim u'mishpatim, u'etanu lemadata. Torah u'mitzvot, chokim u'mishpatim, u'etanu lemadata. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha, Ahavta, Alkein Adonai, Eloheinu, Mishochveinu v'komenu, Nasiach b'chotecha, Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha, Ahavta, Benizmach b'divrei Toratecha, u'b'mitzvotecha, le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed, lai, 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 lai. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha, Ahavta, Ki hema chayenu, me'orech yameinu, uvahem manag, yomam v'layla, uvahem manag, yomam v'layla. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha, Ahavta. Baruch atah Adonai,
Baruch hu baruch shemo.
Ohev amo Yisrael.
Amen.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Abad.
Please be seated. Page 150.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol miotecha v'hayu הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך Vishinantam levanecha, vidibartam, bishivtecha bevetecha, ulachtecha baderech, ushokbecha uvkomecha, ukshartam lehot hayadecha, v'hayule totafot b'neinecha, uktavtam, al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha, leman tizkeru, ma'asitem ekol mitzvotai, v'item kedoshim le'elohechem, Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, lihod lachem le'Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem emet.
On page 151, we read responsively. We worship the power that unites the universe, a promise of harmony for all.
Yet that oneness eludes our grasp as imperfection and evil abound.
Before our eyes, there is a vision of perfection, order, and goodness.
There is evil enough to break the heart. There is good enough to exalt the soul.
When will redemption come?
When we grant everyone what we claim for ourselves.
Long ago, we escaped the tyranny of Egypt. Our people saw the power of the Most High.
We learned God's presence redeems time and events, so we celebrate this power that makes for freedom.
Mi kamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha ledar bakodesh, norati lo sefelen, norati lo sefelen, yai bye bye bim bim bam, yabba bye bye bim bam, yai bye bye bim bim bam, yabba bye bye bim bam, ay 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 ay, yabba bye bye bim bam, ay 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 ay, yabba bye bye bim bam, malchutecha ra'uvanecha, rokei ayam livnei Moshe Miriam, zedi zedi anu v'amru, Adonai imlo le'olam va'ed, yai bye bye bim bim bam, yabba bye bye bim bam, yai bye bye bim bim bam, yabba bye bye bim bam, ay 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 ay, yabba bye bye bim bam, ay 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 ay, yabba bye bye bim bam. ונאמר כבד אדוני את יעקב וגולו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גא ישראל.
Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are true protection and safety. In your presence we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours.
Baruch atah Adonai haborei sukat shalom aleinu b'yakol amo Yisrael v'yahol Yerushalayim.
Amen. We continue singing Yismechu in the middle of page 154.
Yismechu v'malachutecha shomarei 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 Shabbat v'koreh oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha shomarei 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 Shabbat v'koreh oneg Shabbat. Mekadeshei mekadeshei shevi Shabbat kulam yizhu Tangumitu v'chashabat Yismechu v'malachutecha Shomarei, shomarei, shomarei ממותו קראת השבת. ישמחו במלאכותך, שמרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלאכותך, שמרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. זכר למעשה בראשית שבת. זכר למעשה בראשית שבת. ישמחו במלאכותך, שמרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלאכותך, שמרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת.
We rise for tefillah on page 155.
Adonai, sivatai tiftachu v'yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor Banorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Atovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imarut, U'mevii Geula Livnei Bnei Ham, Leman Shemo B'Yahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach Magin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avraham Yesrat Sarah. Atah Gibor D'Olam Adonai, Mechayei Metim atah Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechakol Chalayim B'Chesed, Mechayei Metim B'Rachamim Rabim, Somek Noflim B'Rofei Cholim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayem Emunato L'Shenei Afar, Milchamo Chavo Givorot, U'Milto Melech, Melech Meimit U'Mechayem, U'Matzliach Yeshua, V'Naaman atah l'chayot metim, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hametim. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kdoshim b'chol yom ya'alu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai, HaKadosh.
Please be seated. Page 159. You set aside the seventh day for your name, the pinnacle of creation, and you blessed it above all other days, more sacred than all festival times. So it is written in your Torah. The heaven and the earth were finished, and all their array. On the seventh day, God had completed the work that had been done, ceasing then on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. Then God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, and ceased from all the creative work that God had chosen to do. Page 161.
Ritzei, Ritzei, Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu, V'yamachai Yisrael, U'tefilatam, V'hava tekabel, U'tehi l'ratzon tamid, U'tehi l'ratzon tamid, Avodat Yisrael Amecha, El Karov Lecho Korav, El Karov Lecho Korav, Ne'el Avodecha
163. For the good in us, which calls us to a better life, we give thanks.
For the strength to improve the world with our hearts and our hands, we offer praise.
For the desire in us which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful.
For life and nature, harmony and beauty, for the hope of tomorrow, all praise to the source of being.
For all these things, O Sovereign, let your name be forever praised and blessed. O God, our helper and redeemer, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, Adonai. Your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving.
Baruch atah Adonai,
Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo.
Atov Shimcha L'Chonai L'Hodot.
Amen. On page 164, we continue with Shalom Rav, our prayer for peace.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amachah Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amachah Tasim Le'olam. Yata U'melech Adon Le'kol HaShalom. Yata U'melech Adon Le'kol HaShalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amachah Tasim Le'olam. B'tov b'necha levarech et Amachah Yisrael b'choli ובכל שלום. Yishlomecha Shalom Rav Yisrael Amachah Tasim Le'olam. Baruch atah Adonai, Mevarech et Amo Yisrael B'shalom, Shalom.
We take a few moments now to pray or meditate in silence. Our Misha Berach for those in need of healing is on page 253.
Misha Berach Avo
Sheberach avotenu ve'imotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak ve'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel ve'Leah, Hu yivarech et hacholim. We ask God's blessing upon those we love who are in need of healing. If anyone here or at home has the name of a loved one for whom our healing prayer might bring comfort, please share their name with us now. HaKadosh Baruch Hu yimalei rachamim aleihem lahachalimam ularapotam ulahachazikam. Vayishlach lehem mehera refuah shlema min hashamayim, refuat hanefesh urefuat haguf, hashta be'agala uvizman kariv v'nomar. Amen.
Mishaberach imotenu mikor habracha lahavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
It is Shabbat Shirah, the Shabbat on which we read Parashat Bishalach, the center of which is Shirat Hayam, the Song of the Sea. This song, which is attributed to Moses, though many modern scholars I read this week have made a good case for giving credit to Miriam instead, is sung as a victory song after the Israelites cross Yam Suf, the Sea of Reeds, on dry land, in their escape from Egyptian slavery. It has a special trope detour, sung in each verse of the song that contains God's name. For example, the very first verse of the song, Ahashir al Adonai ki gaoga, sus verochvo rama vayam. I will sing to Adonai, who has triumphed gloriously. Horse and driver God hurled into the sea. Don't do that very often. No. Now, I don't know how old that melody detour is. No one really knows for sure. Some traditionalists say it goes all the way back to the way Moses and Miriam sung it, using that melody, which I doubt. More likely, it could be 1,000 years old or so, and this is the primary melody used in the Ashkenazic tradition. There's a few variants from Italy and various places, but a lot of Ashkenazic Jews use that tune. In fact, it made its way into a few traditional prayers, including one that we sing throughout the high holidays, Ashamnu. I just found that out today. Freaked me out. Blew my mind. Right? Yeah, it's almost the same. Yep. Ended up in a few other prayers that I don't think we sing, but that melody went around. Now, the Sephardic melody, and there are, again, lots of variations in that world, is similar, but not quite the same. And in the Sephardic custom, the song starts like this being the very introduction to the song. Az Yashir Moshe Uvnei Yisrael et Hashir. Thank you, Cantor. Go ahead. Remember? Et Hashir Hazot La. I can't read, but I got a tiny little graphic. Thank you. Similar, but not quite the same. So it's used in the Sephardic. It's like I grabbed it off a screen, so it's really hard to read. Now that Ashkenazic melody is very special to me, since in 1994, I was commissioned to use it in a composition for cantor and children's choir called Song of the Sea, which we will sing tomorrow with our adult choir and our children and the cantor. It is my one claim to fame. Cantors throughout North America know me because the Reform movement published it, even though I don't always know them. So sometimes I used to go to a biennial and be like, "You're Corey Weiss?" I'm like, "Yeah, who are you?" But in fact, when I met Tara Abrams for the first time, she said to me, we were heading up the DVP, we had lunch together in Chinatown, I've been meaning to ask you, are you the Corey Weiss who wrote Song of the Sea? And I was very tempted to say no. That's the other Corey Weiss who writes Jewish liturgical music. But since I was hoping to get this job, at the time, I just confessed. And what pleases me more than the fact that many congregations will be singing this composition tomorrow morning, including ours, is that lots and lots of children and adults have learned this special trope detour through my piece. And that means that the special way that we chant Shirat Hayam is traveling through the generations. And I found a new story by Rabbi Rachel Heaps, a colleague of mine, I think she's in Illinois, that speaks to just that. I'm happy to share it with you tonight, and if you're so moved, you can help tell it by singing the Nigun with me when it comes up, once you get it. It was Friday evening, and Moshe was going home for Shabbat. Every Friday, he would take the long route home through the woods and enjoy a little bit of nature before sitting down to dinner with his family. On this particular Friday night, he was wandering through the woods, and he heard a little melody, a little nigun. He wasn't sure what it was, but he wanted to try and find it, and he wanted to try and learn it. He would wander left, and he would wander right, and eventually he got closer to the sound, a sound so beautiful that he couldn't help but stop and listen, and it sounded like this. Yai di 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 di. Yai di 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 di. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Well, Moshe kept wandering through the forest, trying to find the source of this beautiful music, trying to find where it came from, and he just kept wandering, and he kept hearing it. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Am I anywhere near D, L? E minor. Okay. C, huh? D minor. That's what I wrote it in. Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Good. Okay. Moshe wandered for so long that he eventually lost his way. He didn't know which way was home and which way was not. He didn't know which way was out of the forest and which way was deeper into the forest. He spent all night in that forest, singing the song to himself, all alone in the dark. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da. He wandered all night long. Eventually, he found his way home. And eventually, he found his way back to his family. That morning, his wife, Rebecca, and his son Benjamin came to him and saw him walking up the street. And she said, Moshe, where have you been? We've been so worried about you. We were expecting you for dinner. Where did you go? Moshe wanted to tell them all about his experience in the forest of getting lost and hearing this melody, but all he was able to say was, Yai da 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 da, Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da. Well, Rebecca was confused. What was Moshe trying to tell her with this melody? Benjamin wanted to tell his father all about starting Shabbat, lighting candles, eating challah. But every time Benjamin tried to tell him about what happened, all Moshe could say was, Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Every time Rebecca or Benjamin tried to have a conversation with Moshe, he just kept singing this song. Every time Rebecca or Benjamin wanted to talk to Moshe, all he could do was hum the song or sing the song. They never spoke. They never shared any words. This went on for a while. All Moshe was able to do was yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da. Eventually, Rebekah did not know what to do. She took Moshe to the doctor and told the doctor, I don't know what to do. Moshe just keeps singing this song. He hasn't spoken to us since Shabbat. He hasn't spoken to us since he came out of the woods. The doctor asked Moshe what was wrong and tried to discover Moshe's symptoms. And all Moshe could do was, yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da. Eventually, the doctor told Rebekah that he didn't know how to help Moshe. But there was a specialist in the next town over. A specialist in what? I don't know. The doctor suggested that, I don't know what that specialty is called, that Rebekah send Moshe over to that doctor. Rebekah packed Moshe's bag, called a cab, and prepared to send him to the next town to the doctor. Benjamin, wanting to say goodbye to his dad, stood holding the door. And Benjamin wanted to say all the things that he'd been feeling. He wanted to say that he'd missed having long Shabbat talks with his dad. He wanted to say that he missed reading books with his dad. But he didn't know if Moshe could understand a single word he said. So as Moshe was getting into the car, Benjamin opened his mouth and said, yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da. Moshe looked at his son, studied his face, and said, thank you, Benjamin. Benjamin was shocked. Dad, how is it you're saying words? For so long, you were just singing this song. And Moshe told Benjamin about his experience in the woods, of getting lost and hearing this beautiful little melody, so beautiful that he never wanted to forget it. So he started singing it to himself, sang it all throughout his journey in the forest, sang it on his way home. And when he got back to Rebekah and Benjamin, he looked at his son and said, I was worried that I would forget the song. But now that I know you know it too, we can sing it together. And so they did. And so did we. Amen.
Amen.
We turn to the middle of page 282 and we rise for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'atei gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kagoyei haratzot, v'lo samanu kemishpachot adama, shelo sam chalkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kecho amonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim mohodim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu.
Page 285. Let the time not be distant, O God, when all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye. O may all created in your image become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Please be seated. Page 289. The light of life is like a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled, it burns, it glows, it is radiant with warmth and beauty. But soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance and our lives are full. But as night follows day, the candle of our life burns down and gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen. Yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives, we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. Mourner's Kaddish is on page 294. At this time, we remember those whose yahrzeits we observed this week. Gerald Ian Baker, Bev Beard, Marnie Beard, Pearl Capel, Henry Conway, Shmuel Fischlevich, Jacob Glick, Bonnie Grease, Morris Halberstadt, Benjamin Havelock, Julie Kattendig, Emmanuel Kahimkar, Norma Krakauer, Irene Levine, Rella Lubelski, Sally Lustig, Jacob Meerbaum, Jaime Meerbaum, Stanley Rose, Goldie Rothstein, Toby Rubenstein, Eric Santer, Ruby Silzer, Jerry Steinberg, Manning Swartz, Leon Weissman, Leon Waldner, Marcia Wallerstein, Mildred Weiss, and Sidney Zwicker. And as we do each Shabbat, we remember some of the Jews of our adopted town of Michle, Czech Republic, who perished in the Shoah. Edna Wernerova, Bodanka Wolfova, and Herta Wolfova. And if anyone has a name to share for Kaddish that I did not, please share their name with us now. We ask those observing Shiva, Shloshim, Avelu to the year of mourning or Yahrzeit to please rise. And we rise together as a community to remember. We remember too at this time those members of our armed forces who have died fighting overseas, our brothers and sisters in Eretz Yisrael who have died in so many wars and attacks, and all the innocent people of this world who have lost their lives to violence, conflict, hatred, the chaos of nature, or neglect, as together we pray. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divera chirute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehi shemei rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha briachu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata ta'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlomo rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Osei shalom bimromav, huya asei shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And together we say, Amen. Please be seated. At Temple Har Zion, we acknowledge that we are situated on traditional territories and treaty lands. The territories include the Wendat, Anishinaabeg Nation, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nations, and the Métis Nation. As Jews and as a community, may we always strive to fulfill our Jewish value of tzedek tirdof, the pursuit of justice in our society. Now I am very happy to invite Maya to come join us for a Devar Yisrael.
Start with a song. About a month ago, Israeli artist Yoni Bloch released a song called Sof Tov, a happy ending. It's not just a song, it's a vision. The music video, created with the help of AI, imagines a future where the war is over. You see massive celebrations, crowds filling the streets, international news channels reporting the return of all the hostages, on peace finally arriving. It's a moment of pure euphoria, joy and relief, unlike anything we've felt a long time. And I find myself thinking, when will we get there? Right now, we're still living in the in-between. Every few days, some of the hostages who have been held in Gaza for over 480 days are finally being released. It's not a lot of people, but it's still something. It's a beginning. Every night, before I go to sleep, especially on days when a deal is expected, I find myself thinking about them. I wake up in the middle of the night, checking in the news, to see if they made it back to Israel safely, what condition they're in. During the day, I try to stay informed, to follow the updates, but at the same time, I try not to let it consume me. We are told that life must go on, that we must keep living. But every day, I ask myself how. How can we go about our daily lives, enjoy simple moments, while knowing that so many are still being held in Gaza and can't do any of that? And then, when they do return, I'm constantly shocked by the condition in which they come back. One arrives without fingers. Another has lost the ability to speak Hebrew after months in isolation. Some return needing a wheelchair, and yet each of them stands on their feet with unimaginable strength. I try to remind myself every day, these people matter. They are strong. Would I be strong if I would be in their place? I look for small ways to remember them. I update a wall covered with their photos, with the words Kama tov shebatem habayta. How good it is that you are home. I see people with braids wearing a yellow hair tie in honor of Agam Berger, and so many other ways to keep them in our hearts. We celebrate every hostage who returned back home, but we cannot forget the ones who are still there. I believe in staying positive, in appreciating those who have made it back, but this time it's different. We cannot let this issue fade from our minds. We must hold on to it, talk about it, and keep fighting until they are all home. And we must also acknowledge the price that we're paying. It may not be politically correct to say, but it's the truth. There are families that lost their loved ones, now watching the very people who destroy their lives, who destroy their families, these terrorists, being released as part of these deals. Their pain cannot be overlooked. Each of the hostages and each of us can do something to contribute. Maybe it's offering support to someone who needs to talk. Maybe it's standing with the Jewish community here or in Israel. Even the smallest action can make a difference. Every week, I think of the hostages square, where I would be probably standing if I were in Israel now. I imagine myself there, surrounded by the massive community, hugging the families, watching the news together, celebrating every return. In that space, political differences disappears. There are no arguments, just pure relief and joy when one of our people comes back. And I hold on to that vision, the one in Yoni Bloch's song, the one I dream of when I close my eyes. I hope and I pray that we will see those moments in our reality soon, that there will be a real sof tov. Thank you, and I hope we'll see good news tomorrow while listening to the song Sof Tov.
אולי פשוט נתחיל עם סוף טוב ונלך אחורה בזמן, נפרסם תמונות ברחוב של כל מי שהחזרנו משם, נתחיל אחרי שיש כבר שלום ורק נשאר לזכור כמה פרטים, נזמין את כל תושבי הצפון למסיבת שפיות ברעים. כל בוקר בפקק נראה חצי שעה חדשות והופעה של ברונו בפארק נוכל לטוס לאן שנרצה ואז לחזור הביתה כי נגמר אם מישהו ישאל מה קורה נגיד לו שעכשיו כבר מותר חוץ מזה אין מה לדבר חוץ מזה זה לא יעזור משהו אחד יסתדר משהו אחר יעבור חוץ מזה אנחנו פה כבר ואין לנו לאן לעזור אז גם אם לא נספיק שום דבר לפחות נתחיל לסוף טוב חוץ מזה נגמר כבר הזמן ואין לנו לאן לעזוב דיברנו על כל סוף בעולם לפחות נתחיל עם סוף טוב חוץ מזה אנחנו פה כבר ואין לנו לאן לעזוב אז גם אם לא נספיק שום דבר לפחות נתחיל עם סוף טוב
Halavai. And the biggest dream, of course, is that Israel will be in the World Cup and Taylor Swift will come to Israel, right? I love it. I love it. I'd like now to invite Mike Mortimer, a member of our board of directors, to come and offer some greetings and announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. At Temple Har Zion, we're welcoming of diverse backgrounds while holding fast to our shared values. We embrace the importance of inclusivity. Tomorrow at 9 a.m., breakfast and Torah study with Rabbi Weiss is followed by services at 10:30 a.m. when Shabbat Shira continues. And Cantor Littman and Rabbi Weiss and Eleanor will be joined by the choir and also the Beit Midrash, junior kindergarten to grade 6, right? Okay. Morning minyan services are held via Zoom Sundays at 9 a.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:15 a.m. There's lots of terrific up-and-coming programs and something for everybody of every age. For more details, you can refer to the QR code in the lobby, our weekly Thursday e-blast, or go to our website at harzion.ca. Also, now available online, is the winter edition of Har Zion's quarterly news magazine, Connect. It's loaded with commentary as well as lots and lots of terrific photographs from recent Har Zion programs. Our community is committed to supporting Israel at this unprecedented time of need. There's many ways that you can support Israel. You can visit our landing page, dedicated landing page on our website. It includes links to Israel bonds, many, many other ways that you can donate and contribute. There's programs, educational materials, and more. Am Yisrael Chai, bring them home now. A reminder that Har Zion's food drive continues each week. Please bring non-perishable food with you. There's Food Bank of York Region's bins in the lobby. Har Zion's annual appeal continues. If you haven't given yet, please consider giving something and go to harzion.ca to make your donation. Welcome to our visitors. If you're interested in learning more about our temple, please see me, Rabbi Weiss, or Cantor Littman after the service. If you're streaming our service and you have questions, please email info@harzion.ca. At the end of the service, please place your prayer book under the chair in front of you before you leave the sanctuary. Thanks to everyone for being part of our community. It's where you belong.
Okay, next Friday night is Kavanah Shabbat. The following is our February kolbo, our comfort kolbo. And I believe it's fajitas or tacos or something provided by Chef on the Go. It should be really good. So sign up for that. And we will thank you, Rico and Noah. Thank you, Maya. Great, Devar Yisrael. Thanks, Elle. Elle is going to be away for a few weeks. Yes. So
The big smile.
accordion's coming, everybody. Accordion's coming. And we will conclude singing Ein Keloheinu in
327.
Hebrew and Ladino on page 327. 327.
Ein Keloheinu, ein Kadonenu, ein Kamalkeinu, ein Mahoshienu. Non como nuestro Dios, non como nuestro Señor, non como nuestro Rey, non como nuestro Salvador. Ein Keloheinu, ein Kadonenu, ein Kamalkeinu, ein Kamoshienu. Ten como nuestro Dios, ten como nuestro Señor, ten como nuestro Rey, ten como nuestro Salvador. En Keloheinu, en
De la Doneinu, de la Malkeinu, de la Moshienu. Lo haremos a nuestro Dios.
lo haremos a nuestro Señor, lo haremos a nuestro Rey, lo haremos a nuestro Salvador. Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu. Bendicho nuestro Dios, bendicho nuestro Señor, bendicho nuestro Rey, bendicho nuestro Salvador. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. Tú sos nuestro Señor, tú sos nuestro Señor, tú sos nuestro Rey, tú sos nuestro Salvador.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.